Discussion boards can be easy or difficult, depending on the course, but you can make them all easy just by following a few simple steps. The procedure is the same, whether it's a discussion for a frameworks class or a class on physics for future physicists. The discussion board is meant to offer the opportunity for discussion on a topic. As you learn, you develop opinions on the material. This is the place to examine your thoughts alongside your peers. Disagreement is not only allowed, it is encouraged. The key to disagreement is to have source material to back you up. This is the part everyone wants to avoid, but there's really no way around it. If you don't read the material, you won't understand what you're writing about. The point of the discussion is to demonstrate understanding. Your teacher has to have some way to evaluate your knowledge. A big part of a discussion board is regurgitating the readings for the week. There will usually be a lot more reading that can be managed in a 500 or 600 word discussion post. Find something within the reading you want to explore further and write about it. Be sure to include the buzzwords from the reading. Using the vocabulary from the coursework shows you understand it and gives your classmate a point of reference for their responses. Stay on topic. Be sure you're addressing the specific question that was asked. If the professor is asking about leaders of the Second Great Awakening, do not address people or events of the First Great Awakening or any other religious revival. They are not relevant to that week's material and will not earn you any points. You must answer the question being asked, not whatever pops into your head as an interesting topic. The point of a minimum word count is to ensure that you are studying to the depth the professor wants. A 50-word essay question answer is going to require a different level of comprehension than an 800-word discussion. As part of your planning process, consider the required length and topics. If the question asks you to discuss 3 things in 800 words, do some math. You will need approximately 50 for an introduction and 70 for the conclusion, leaving about 680 words for the body. That is about 230 per topic. A typical paragraph has 125 words. You should be able to come up with 2 paragraphs on this size on pretty much any topic. That is not a lot of insight or research. There may also be a maximum allowed word count. There are several reasons for this. Like with the minimum, the professor wants you to put in a certain amount of work. If you turn an 800-word answer into a 4,000-word essay, you are spending too much of your valuable time on the assignment. Stay within the parameters, and you gain the required course knowledge. Of course, if it is a subject that fascinates you and you want to delve deeper, feel free. You will have to write many research assignments across many classes, and revisiting the same main topic is terrific. You could graduate as an expert and have a substantial foundation for establishing a career in a subject you love. Writing a discussion is a lot like any other kind of writing. The end result needs to be readable. Keep your paragraphs short, just the point and the evidence, then move on to the next point.
Discussion posts can be the easiest part of your college classes. If you need help, please contact a librarian,